Hey guys, it's Sasha with Rice and Raw, and I am in the Isle of Man, and as you can see, this view is just out of control. It is so beautiful. This is the view from my cousin's house. This is their backyard. Whoa. So it's been absolutely such an awesome weekend. The sun has been shining, and wow, the wedding was just so amazing and beautiful. We had a little thing Friday night, then the wedding was Saturday, and then Sunday people came over to play soccer and just hang out in the backyard. And then yesterday we went to a beautiful lunch, and I just have been so blessed. It's been an amazing experience out here. And I mean, look at this weather. It's been like this every single day. It just could not have been better. And before I start the video, I just want to make a quick announcement. Kasha, my friend, and I, she has her own channel, Kasha Eats Fruit, and we are going to be meeting up in London and just having a little meal together, just bringing some fruit, hanging out, and we wanted to invite all of you guys to come as well. So if you are a London fruit bat or in the area, definitely come hang out with us. It's going to be on the 28th of this month, June, and it will be on a Saturday in London, and weather permitting, we'll hopefully be in a park somewhere. We're not exactly sure where we're going to be meeting up, but stay tuned. Follow me on my Instagram, and I will be keeping you guys updated there. So I do apologize for not making any videos. I did plan on making videos, but what ended up happening was I wanted to be present in the moment. There were so many amazing moments, and I almost wanted to keep a lot of them to myself and not just broadcast them out for everyone to see. So it has been much more of a personal weekend for me. And another reason why I have not been filming is that I haven't really been eating the amount of food that I usually do. If I'm very lucky, 2,000 calories a day. And it's been tough, and I've been feeling really low energy, really low key, and I'm not carved up. I'm not eating the type of food that I normally do. I'm having more some vegetables, and that's really all that is available to me. And I am so grateful, trust me, so grateful that people have catered to my needs for being vegan, and I really appreciate that. And it's obviously better than someone serving me meat and me being like, can't eat this. So people have catered to my needs. There was, special arrangements for me, and my aunt has been so wonderful. She's let me use the kitchen a few times to make rice, and we went to the grocery store the other day to get some fruit. So I am being fed, don't worry. Just not to the extent that I normally, have at home. And of course, I can't really expect anyone to really, understand that, or because it is a lot more than the average person eats. And I asked my dad the other day, I'm like, I lost track of what the portion size of normal people would be eating. How much would that feed? How many people would that feed? And he said 4, and I'm like, oh, just the size of it. I'm so used to such a high volume of food that it's just very hard to conceptualize what, the volume of food that carnivore, or the average person eats. And it's funny because I told someone, I'm like, I eat as much as a 200-pound man or more, and people expect me to be eating very little. I think one very nice waitress at the party, she was like, oh, don't worry, there's no calories in this. And I'm like, then I don't want it. And a lot of people just assume just because I'm small that I don't eat. But in fact, I definitely, you guys know how much I eat, and unfortunately it has not been happening as much. And I have had some great giant meals, but that is more the exception to the rule. But luckily, there's been so much amazing activities going on, such amazing people around me that helps distract me. And although that I am lower energy and not as happy as I usually am, you guys can probably tell that I'm a bit almost out of it, even though I did have just half of my breakfast just now. I'm going to be going back to have the rest in a little bit. But here's a picture of my breakfast. Luckily, I got to go to the store and I picked out this for breakfast. And I do want to talk about drinking, because I did drink at the wedding, and I personally drink on average about 1 glass of wine a month. And I did have a lot more at the wedding, but of course I stayed, pretty together. And I know that drinking isn't really the best for your health, and it is something that I want to stop doing eventually, and for the most part I don't really drink. As I said, 1 glass of wine per month on average. And I guess that's just something that I need to work on. And remember, everyone is on their own food journey, and that brings me to socializing with people who are not vegan. I feel like you always get those 2 different types of people. One is someone thinks, oh, cool, and they're interested in it. Sometimes they'll even want to try it, which is awesome. Or sometimes they just want to know about it and then just see what's up. And then you get the people who think it is the stupidest thing in the world, and they'll tell you. They'll definitely show you that they think that it's dumb. And they'll always ask, oh, well, you can't do this for the rest of your life. And I'm like, well, I've been doing it for over a year and a half, and I definitely plan on doing it for the rest of my life. And you got people, oh, well, there's no way you can be vegan and be pregnant. That's not healthy. And I think with those kind of people, the best thing you can do is just keep your mouth shut. And I know there's vegans out there saying, no, you need to, talk about it more. And, I throw out those little tidbits, and if they're not well received, I'm not going to pursue that conversation. I don't want to talk about it with people who have no interest in it. And all I can do is just be, healthy and happy. And if someone is interested and wants to know what I'm doing, I can talk about it. And I've noticed that my sister, who's vegan, says, stop talking about it. And the thing is, I'm not bringing it up. It's more, someone's like, oh, why aren't you eating the meat? Or, oh, that's all you're eating? And the best thing to do is, just to talk about it and just to mention it. You don't want to just pretend like you're not vegan like my sister does. And, she's like, you should just say that you're full. And my mom's like that too. And I just feel like that's not being true to yourself. If someone asks me about it, I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to say. And I'm not even going to go into the conversation. I'm just going to say, oh, I don't eat animal products. And if they want to know more, they can ask. And, ooh, pretty butterfly. And if they don't, then that's no problem. And I'm not going to pursue the conversation further. So I feel like vegans do need to find that middle ground of not being afraid to talk about it, because then they will be ostracized, and talking about it too much and getting carried away with the conversation, because that's when you get into the stereotype of, the vegan at the dinner party. Oh, they'll tell you, blah, blah, blah. The best thing to do is just be true to yourself. Don't avoid the conversation, but don't push the conversation as well. I'm just going to lay down here. And in just a few days, I'll be off to London, so I'm really excited. And my dad and mom have been so great. They're just like, I don't care how much it is, you just, go buy what you need to buy. And they really don't care if I spend, a lot of money on fruit or the food that I need, because they know how important it is to make sure that I do eat enough food. And my mom keeps checking up on me. She's like, Sasha, you okay? You look really sad. And I'm like, I'm just really hungry. And it's, it's tough because I don't have a car here, and everyone's busy and everyone has so much stuff to do, and I don't want to be one more, ounce of stress on their plate. So the best thing I've just been doing is trying my best to find stuff that I can eat as much of it as I can, and then, just move on and enjoy my life. At one of the airports, I went to Yo Sushi, and I spent about 20 pounds on close to nothing in vegetable sushi. And luckily I ordered a side of white rice, which was inexpensive, and it was a lot of it, and that's what tided me over for the most part. So I do suggest, if you go to an expensive sushi restaurant, to order rice on the side, because you will save money that way, and you will be able to get in enough food if you're a high-carb vegan like me. And I've actually had some people ask, they're like, well, as a vegan, what do you eat? And I have to explain to them, well, not all vegans eat like me. I am probably very different than what you will usually come across. And, people are shocked when I tell them 10 bananas in one sitting. They think it's crazy, but for me, it's just so natural. And, I've had people ask, well, aren't you going to get sick? When are you going to get sick of this diet? Like, it's not a diet, it's a lifestyle. And I eat more variety than I've ever eaten before. There's so many different types of vegetables and fruit and starches out there that I never get sick of it. So I'll definitely try to keep you guys updated, especially when I go to France. Maybe I'll make a vlog. And I'm going to leave you guys with this beautiful scenery. And stay carved up, and I will see you guys later. Bye. Mm-hmm.